And this is how they trick men and women too. Black men and women. This is funny, right? Because y'all never seen, and tell me if you have. In the history, have you ever seen a fund or a bank says that, this fund is for, black men only. This is a fund for black men to get their ideas funded or their businesses funded. Have you ever seen that? You got to think about that before. Think about it. There's never any campaigns that's just for black men. Ever. There's no help coming from us, right? So there's a statistic that black people, right, get less than 1% of funding, right, when it comes to, venture capital, right? And venture capital is how, when you see people being able to take their ideas and get them evaluated for 100 million of businesses to 100 million. You know what I'm saying? So less than 1% of that goes to black people. Now, in that percentage, I think like 0.3% or something like that goes towards black women. So they take that statistic, and this is the cold game. They take that statistic, and when I be in these meetings, I always hear them talk about the statistic of black women not getting funded. Because they always talk about women not getting funded. And I'm like, wait a minute. How do you break up a statistic of 1%? And because black women are a hotter topic for people to get behind because they're afraid of ever funding black men. So they will say, this is a female-led fund or this is a black woman-led fund, or they would use that statistic to say black women are not getting funded and they're less than 1 point some percent. And I'm like, but we're just about neck to neck and equal as far as black men. So why wouldn't it just be a black people fund? Why you need to separate it from black women if we already getting less than 1%? Then you took that 1% and said, well, black women are getting 0.3%. But we're all equally really is getting the less of, of everybody else when it comes to funding. Why? Because they can throw black women in with the rest of the women. So they're going to throw black men and women in with Asians, with Hispanics, Latinos, with white women, right? And now they don't mind creating a minority women fund or programs. So when they look at all of those statistics that count black women, black men statistics are usually maybe a couple percentages ahead, but still nowhere near equal or getting the equity share. But because it is not promotional, it is not the propaganda of today to ever speak upon black men getting their lion's share, because they lump black men in with men. So now we become a part of the society that are the villains, even though we never got our lion's share ever, right? So when they talk about male privilege, they don't mean when it comes to funding. They don't mean when it comes to business. They don't mean when it comes to wealth, right? That's not what they mean. So it's a very slick way, right, of making sure that black men never get anything. And then when black men talk about, why is there only black women? Then they divide us, right? As we sing like haters. But we just saying that, how come we never included ever in none of these agendas and in none of these programs when you talking about, making things right in America? And that's to divide you. That's to divide the men and the women. So now the black women are not black people. They are women. So now the women are like, whoa, chill, B, I'm on the women's side because women ain't got this and that and the third. And black men like, when the hell have we ever got this, that, and the third? In this country, we ain't never been treated better than white women. So when I see a fund like that and I see those things, it's just a way for them to continue to oppress black men while taking black women and using them as the face, right? But at the end of the day, most white women marry white men, so when they're funding white women, they're funding white men at the same time, which is white families. So, and they're smart for doing this. I ain't got no issue with them, but it's like, it's us that get caught in the trick bag. You know what I mean? It's us that get caught in the trick bag. So it's like this funding issue and the way they create these funds, and when banks be like, yo, we giving $1 billion to black women. And it's like, that sounds nice, but what is it really? Then it becomes not just black women. Oops, it becomes minority women. But why? I just got like, I just want us to wrap our head around that because it's a trick bag. Yeah, you're right. Most black women marry black men as well. You are correct on that. Most of the time, not the ones they funding though. But why is that? Think about that. See, this is stuff we don't think about, and this is how they play us. Because it's not equality at all. It's creating more separation and division. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's doing. And then when she gets her money, she looks at him like, what are you doing? And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Those same people that funded you oppress me. It's crazy. It's crazy. The same people that funded you oppress me. It's a trick bag. It's a cold calculating game. Right? Because you can't pick one so-called minority to uplift. Right? Especially if they come from the same culture, they're the same people. Right? So what's good for the black man should be good for the black woman. What's good for the black woman should be good for the black man. But we know how household dynamics work. So, no, we would rather go into that society and uplift the black woman so she stands over you all, right? So, therefore, it further separates and divides the family structure in the household. I've never seen no campaign that we need to hire more black men to be in CEO positions. I've never seen a campaign that's, period, that's just about uplifting black men ever. Ever. Besides the one that black men create. And it's usually in a fight against oppression. Because nobody will help fund a fund that's just for black men. So we don't get any help, any saviors. Which is we okay with. We gonna continue to save ourselves, but we gonna continue to push the line. You know what I mean? That's what makes us God body, because we go against the grain. Right? And now we're at this point in society where we're supposed to care about everybody else's problems, but ours have never been solved. So we're supposed to care about, you know, the feminist issues. We're supposed to care about the sexual gender issues. We're supposed to care about all of these other different issues. And black men are like, bruh, I know 10 black men, 20 black men before I was goddamn 21 that were killed and murdered. I know countless of black men who are dead or in prison or on drugs. Every black man I know couldn't get their business funded. You know what I'm saying? They had to deal with all sorts of issues. So when we don't get any of our problems addressed by larger society at all, ever, what do you think that does to the mind? Makes you feel powerless and makes you feel helpless, and that's what they want you to feel. And this is why I teach people how to use their mind. I don't teach people how to go and get a job, which is okay. Take that job, you fund your skill sets with the job, meaning you learn how to invest, you learn how to create a business, whatever that may be. That's solid. But I don't teach people to go to college. Right? Because I already know that I don't teach people to go to become an NBA star. And I got some cold statistics on that. Because I already know that the odds are stacked against us. But you got better odds. And it's not that many black men in America. Out of the 46 million, right? There's more women than there are men. Right? So that means that, you know, we just taking that statistic and breaking it down. It got to be somewhere around 22 million, 23 million, right? And then out of those 20-something million of those who are, you know, mentally sane, right, talented, have natural skill sets, good work ethic, come from a background, a family that aren't traumatized, right? Whether you're saying these people are black or you're saying there are more, I'm still talking about this group of people. So I'm just identifying them by group, right? We're not in a courtroom right now. You know what I mean? But this is a way that we identify a group of people, these melanated men in America. Let's do this for a caveat. So the melanated group of men in America, but specifically American melanated men, right, that we know as black, because that's the only way to correctly to figure out a way for people to know who we talking about, right? So it's not an issue of being stuck on black. It's an issue of identifying a group of people, right? And these people who have a unique set of circumstances, right? And these people who have shared experiences underneath those circumstances, right? So there is real knowledge that I would say my Moorish brothers have. There's real knowledge that the FBA have. There's real knowledge from the Native American community. But in order for us to implement that information and knowledge, right, we have to be able to designate, right, identification so that the people who are a part of this shared experience know who we're talking about. And the easiest way to do that is to use the word black. It's the easiest way. It's the common denominator that everybody, immediately when I say that, they understand. Specifically those who have a 400 or 500 year history here in America. It's the easiest. And then we begin, once you got all these people riled up in a room, because even if I say black, the Moorish brothers gonna know. The Native American brothers, all the melanated people, they all gonna know. You got to get them in the room first. But if you say, hey, this meeting is only for Moors, then the rest of the people who don't identify or have that knowledge, they won't come in the room. But if you say this is all for black people, even the Moors is gonna come. And then you begin to organize those people and tell them what the solutions are, because now you have them in a unified effort, and then you can say, here are the solutions. Let's propose the best ones, put them on the table, and then let's execute those. It's just to rally the troops. So we can say, hey, you know, these brothers got good information. They gonna break it down to you in a way that it's gonna make sense. They need to give you the history and everything. This is the best way to do this, that, and the third. And then from there, we good to go. But until you can get people to unify and organize, the information is like it's like paying the electricity bill in a house, right? But you don't flip the switch, so you're still in the dark. Because you have to be able to activate it, right? In order to activate our people, you have to get us together, right? And so by getting us together, you speak on unified problems and unified solutions. And one of the issues that we have is, you know, these issues of these agendas that are against all of us, right? And our people being able to see properly through the veils. Because there's so many veils in society, and it goes deep, right? It goes deep down the rabbit hole. I still have to do my high level with my Moorish brother. We got to set that up. I ain't gonna lie, we so busy, but there's a lot that has to be uncovered, and there's a lot that has to be done. In 2024, I'm gonna tell y'all, it's a year. It's a big year. It's a year of what they call blue sky thinking. My brother Keenan got me on this. No ceilings. Blue sky thinking is when you're talking about moving billions. When you're talking about systems. You're talking about institutions. You're not talking about tactics. You're talking about grand strategies. Because we talk tactics too much, and we got to talk strategy. So when you're going high level with things, 2024 is the year of high level. Everything big. Big institutional moves. Everything we have to get out of the tactile thinking. Let's do this and do that. And we have to get into the institution thinking, the nation thinking.